Hey everybody, welcome back to Plate Liquors. Today I'm going to show you something quick and easy that is a delicious side dish, or it can be the base. This is a spaghetti squash. And I feel like sometimes people that don't cook a lot, or maybe weren't raised on a farm and don't know a lot about different vegetables and how to use them or what they taste like, kind of get intimidated if they see something like this in the grocery store. And this is a little bit of a smaller one. Sometimes they can be bigger. So I want to show y'all just how quick and easy it is to use a spaghetti squash. And you know, all of your squashes, zucchini, yellow squash, any of these squash, they kind of have a mild flavor. So it's not something that people go, oh gross, I hate that. This right here, I eat a lot when I'm doing a low carb. All my keto friends and family, you know, I know y'all use this, and it's a good base for things. So instead of using spaghetti noodles or pasta, you can use this spaghetti squash. So we're just going to cut this in half lengthwise. Now, you see, I start in the middle because it's hard to slice. This is a very hard, it's like a watermelon, okay? So we're going to just go in halfway, and we're going to cut this side, okay? Then we're going to go over here. Now we're going to do the same thing and cut this other side. Just be careful because it is hard, so you don't want to, you know, cut your fingers. So just do the best you can and be safe. But this is so easy. Now, what we've got to do here is we got to get these seeds out. Something that I like to use that I didn't have out is my Pepper Chef ice cream scoop. So I do this with cantaloupe and things too. It's just an easy way to scrape out seeds for pumpkins. Y'all like to carve pumpkins? It's coming up on us. It's going to be Halloween before you know it. I know all my grandkids love to carve some pumpkins. And my daughter's husband and all three of them like to carve pumpkins, so they do some beautiful ones too. Maybe I'll try to post some pictures of them if they're going to do them this year. And I'm sure with little Emily there, they're going to do them because she's going to make sure they carve some pumpkins. That's one of her favorite holidays is Halloween. So we'll try to show you some. But see, this isn't hard with a scoop, but you could use a spoon if you don't, you know, have an ice cream scoop like this. You can just use a spoon. It's no big deal. Whatever you got that works. I got a few little squash seeds dropping down on my table, but I'll get those later. So what we do now is just take these little spaghetti squash. We're going to put a little bit of olive oil here in this dish. Don't need much. Then, dang, I really forgot everything. I'm slacking. I'm a slacker. Yes, slacker. I need my brush. I need a pastry brush. So we're just going to paint this, artist again. We're going to paint this spaghetti squash with a little bit of olive oil. Get it oiled up. Alright, this is so easy. It's so easy. And these are delicious. But I have to say, I'm a squash lover. I don't know about y'all, but I love some squash. Basically, any way that it can be cooked. And then, oops, I got something going over here. Let me check my timer. Check my oven. No, we go for a little bit longer. Alright, so all we got to do here is we're going to take a little bit of salt and pepper. And we're going to just put a little bit of salt and pepper on here. And these are going to, after I get this on here, we're going to flip them over on this little pan. Now, I like to line all my pans because I don't like to wash a whole lot of, you know, pots and pans if I don't have to. So I got this covered up real good with aluminum foil. We're going to flip these little babies over, and guess what? They're ready to go into the oven. They're going to cook on 400 for about 40 minutes, and they're going to be done, and I'm going to come right back when they're done, and I'm going to show you what the next step is going to be. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, the spaghetti squash is cooked. It's cooled just a little bit so I can touch it. I do have my gloves on because it is a little bit oily. But see what that looks like? Just looks like a hollowed out squash, right? So you could, if you wanted to do a recipe and just use this as a little vessel, a little boat, you know, like a little boat, then you could just see how I'm just scraping this with the fork? And that's all you really do if you want to just have this spaghetti squash down in here, and you could put some like spaghetti sauce on here, or some, I don't know, Alfredo sauce, whatever, you know, chicken Alfredo, spaghetti, just chunks of chicken, tomato. I mean, you can make this like a taco thing in here, whatever. But what I'm going to do is, I don't really want the boat. I don't need the vessel, because I'm going to take this and have it in my refrigerator. So if I just want a little snack in the middle of the day or a light lunch, I might just eat a little bit of this by itself because I love it that way. Or I might, if I'm fixing something with pasta for my husband, I might go ahead and just have this instead of the pasta. Or I might leave a little bit of this out, and I might just get some little Ziploc bags and put some of this in Ziploc bags and have it in the freezer, so I could thaw this out and have it again some other time for some other meal. But there's half of it done. See, that's just the skin that's left. This is not hard, is it? This is something so easy. Anybody can do it. This would be fun for your kids to do. Tell me they wouldn't like to take this fork and just dig in here. That's how we're doing. We're just digging it out. You know what I found when my kids were growing up, it's really any kids, the more that kids can get involved in the process, and this goes for anything, not just cooking, but the more involved your kids or family is, the more they're going to buy into it. People have to experience something and do something to buy into it. Just like, you know, corporations, the more you can get teamwork, the more you're going to get accomplished. So, same thing with food, especially if you have some picky eaters. If you let them make it, you're going to have a better chance of them trying it. And sometimes that's the hardest part, right? It isn't getting, you know they're going to like it if they'll try it. It's just getting them to try it. And if you say, come on, try it, you got to try it, give me one bite. Well, they're already feeling like they're being pressured and pushed. But if you're letting them scoop this spaghetti squash out and say, hey, why don't you try what you cooked? Why don't you try some of that what you fixed? Then they're going to be more willing to try it because, hey, they did it. So look, we got this whole big thing right here of spaghetti squash ready for whatever we want. How simple was that? All right, don't be scared to try new foods and vegetables. Go buy you a spaghetti squash and cook it up and get ready. I do want to give you one little tip. When you're painting the olive oil on to go in the oven, don't get too much olive oil on it because it's going to smoke up your whole house. That oil heats, just like I told you, it happens in the air fryer. When the oil drips down, your house is going to be stinky. So don't brush too much on there. You're just really trying to get enough to seal it in and have that salt and pepper stick to it. Anyway, thank y'all. See you next time.